Hello friends and welcome back. Previously we talked about methods. So in this lecture we will refresh our memory and we will talk about methods in more details. And this is our outline. We will talk about void methods, value returning methods, then we will see the return keyword, and finally we will call some methods. So let's get started. What is a void method? It is a method that does not return a value. In other words, the return type of the method is void. This is an example of a void method. So let's remember how we can write a method in Java. First of all, we will use the public keyword in order to make this method a public method. And previously we saw that a public method can be accessed from outside the class, okay? And after that, we will use the static keyword. And using the static keyword, we will be able to call this method from inside the main method, okay? So at this point, we will always use the public and the static keywords. And later on in object-oriented programming, we will start using other keywords over here, okay? Now after that, we have the type of the method. In this case, this method is a void method, so the type is void. In other words, this method does not return a value. And immediately after that, we have the name of the method. This method is called SAYHI. And then we have empty parentheses. So this method does not take parameters, okay? Now all of this part over here is called the header of the method. It contains some modifiers and the type and the name and the parameters of the method. After that, we have the body of the method where we will write the code that will be executed when we call this method. So in other words, this is the block of code of the method, okay? So in this case, we are printing a string using the println method. So let's see how we can call the SAYHI method. Have a look at this code over here. As you know, the starting point of execution is the main method. So inside the main method, I'm printing message1. So first of all, we will see message1 printed. And after that, we are calling the SAYHI method. So the main method will stop executing at this point and will execute the SAYHI method. So we are going to execute the body of this method. So we are going to print the string hi. So we will see hi printed. And after that, we are finished executing this method. So we will continue executing the main method from this point. So we are going to print message2. So we will see message2 printed. Okay? So this is the output of this program over here. Let's see another example. We have the same code, but over here I'm passing a parameter to the SAYHI method. So in this case, we will get an error because as you can see over here, this method does not take any parameter. So if we try to give it a parameter, we will get an error. Now let's talk about value returning methods. So a value returning method is a method that returns a value. And the return type of this method is the type of the data that will be returned by this method. Let's see this example. We have a method public static and the type is an integer. So this method should return an integer. And this method is called sum. And it takes two parameters. So let's see how we can give a method some parameters. In this case, I want to give this method two integers. So first of all, we will declare the first integer. So we are saying int x. And then we will put a comma, and after that, we will declare the second integer. So now the method sum takes two integers. The first one is called x and the second one is called y. Of course, you can give other names to these variables. For example, you can call this variable I and call this variable j, whatever you want. What's important is that the names of these variables should be valid identifiers, okay? So now as we said before, the parameters are local variables. So we can use the variable x and the variable y in the body of the method. So look what I'm doing over here. I'm declaring a third integer which is called sum, and this is also a local variable. And I'm initializing sum to be equal to x plus y. So I'm getting the value of x and the value of y which will be passed as parameters, and I'm adding them and storing the value inside sum. And after that, in order to return some data from this method, we will use the return keyword. In this case, I'm saying return sum. So the value inside the variable sum will be returned by this method. So later on, we can access this value and we can do whatever we want with this value. For example, we can print it or store it inside a variable, okay? Now let's have a look at another way of writing this method. Have a look at this code over here. We have the same header, but inside the method, I'm returning x plus y immediately. I'm not using a third variable. So this expression over here will be calculated and then the result of x plus y will be returned by this method, okay? Now let's try to call the sum method. Have a look at this code over here. In our main method, I'm printing message1. So message1 will be printed. And after that, I'm calling the sum method. I'm passing 1 as a parameter and then a comma and then we have 2. So what will happen over here? You can imagine the following. we will assign x to be equal to 1 and y to be equal to 2. So the first parameter will be put inside x and the second parameter will be put inside y. So the order of the parameters is important. And also the type of the parameters is important. Because x is an integer and y is an integer, we have to give integers over here. And as you can see, 1 and 2 are integers. So when we call this method, x will be equal to 1 and y will be equal to 2. And after that, inside the method, we are returning x plus y. So 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. So 3 will be returned by this method. So you can imagine that over here, now we have the value 3. But we are not doing anything with this value. So nothing will happen. So now we are done executing our sum method, so we will continue executing the main method. So we will print message 2 and message 2 will be printed. Let's see another example. We have the same code, but now I'm printing the sum of 1 and 2. So over here we are going to return 1 plus 2, which is equal to 3. So we will have 3 over here. And after that we are printing 3. Okay, so we are printing the return value of the sum method. So first of all we will print message 1 and then we will print 3. And finally we will print message 2. Okay, so over here we are using the return value. We are printing it using the println method. But previously we were not doing anything with the return value. Let's see another example. First of all I'm printing message 1 and after that I'm printing the sum of 1 and 2 plus the sum of 3 and 5. So I'm adding the return value of this method with the return value of this method. So over here we have 1 plus 2, which is equal to 3, added to 3 plus 5, which is equal to 8. So 3 plus 8 is equal to 11. Okay, and finally we will print message 2. Perfect. Now let's talk more about the return keyword. It is a keyword that can be used to return a value from a method. Just like we saw from a little bit, we were returning x plus y. So the value of x plus y was returned from this method. Now let's see another example. This is our method SAYHI. We are printing hi and after that I'm executing return. As you can see, I'm not returning a value. I'm just using the return keyword followed by a semicolon. So what will happen over here? Simply, when the return statement is executed, we will exit the method. Let me show you other examples. Suppose that this is our SAYHI method. So first of all, we are executing return and after that we are printing hi. So as I said, when the return statement is executed, we will exit the method. So whenever we call the SAYHI method, the first thing that we will do is that we will exit the method. So we will never execute this statement over here. So this statement is unreachable. It will never be executed. Let's have a look at this example. I'm returning x plus y and after that I'm printing done. The same thing will apply. When the return statement is executed, we will exit the method and we will return the value of x plus y, and this statement over here will never be executed. And actually, this code over here and this code will give us an error. It will say that this statement and this statement are unreachable, okay? Now you might ask, why would I want to use a return statement in a void method? Suppose that there is a condition and if this condition is true, you want to exit a void method. Then in this case, you will use the return keyword, okay? Now let's see more examples. We have the SAYHI method and its type is void, okay? And inside it, I'm returning 5. So I'm returning an integer, but the type of this method is void. So this will give us a problem. We are returning a value that is not compatible with the type of this method. Another example. The type of this method is an integer, and we are returning a string. So the return type and the type of the data that we are returning are not compatible. So also this over here will give us an error, okay? Now this might seem a little bit overwhelming, but don't worry, in the coming videos we will practice working with methods. So this is it, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video.